Yeah, Rob, practice makes perfect, I guess. Problem is, I'm trying to, um, do this stream with equipment that I already have, and it's obviously not working out. Let me show you what I tried this time around. So you can see I'm monitoring everything here. Trying to use this old ancient action camera and this old ancient laptop. This is before they made like real convertible laptops. TJ's in the house. Hey TJ, good to see you, man. So anyway, somewhere between this camera and this old piece of junk computer, the stream kept freezing. Seems to be kind of the way things go with me. 4th of July was great. Was able to spend the whole day working on these chairs. I'm going to show you guys where I'm at with the chairs. TJ, how you doing? How are you doing, Rob? How was you guys 4th of July? You guys get a lot of stuff done? I'm doing good, TJ. Just trying to figure out this live stream and stuff. Wife's trying to sneak in on the live stream right now. You can say hi to her over there. I think I'm getting quiet because the microphone on this isn't very good. And I bet you it's probably on this end and not on this end. I don't know, you can tell me. Yeah, I saw your experiment with the sawdust and glue, Rob. That was pretty cool. Everybody always suggests it, and I've never tried it. I wimp out and I buy the name brand stuff just because I'm not sure. I was never sure if the sawdust trick worked, but it looked pretty good. All right, guys, let me show you what I'm. Let me show you where I'm at here. I've got some assemblies glued up here. So this is a back leg assembly, and then down there, it's the front leg assembly. I did some pre-staining just because I didn't think I'd be able to get even stain on the backrests before I glued it all together. Yeah, we were talking about wood filler and stuff. I remember. I think that video of yours, hopefully it will get on the trending page because I think a lot of people have those questions and you could potentially end up saving a lot of people um, time and money from experimenting and buying their own stuff. Instead of buying, uh, instead of buying this in every imaginable species or color, you could just make your own with the wood that you've already cut. So I think that's great. I'm gonna have to try it out. And yeah, it's just Codify is terrible. So I'm just gonna go with the flow and see how long this lasts. And please, guys, let me know if things get a little bit too difficult to understand, and I'll just keep trying. I just got in touch with a guy on Facebook Marketplace to buy a video capture card for a PC, so I'll be able to use my good camera and my good PC to make these streams. So my goal is just to improve with every single step, and just try to turn this into a regular thing. I'm thinking maybe Thursday nights is a for sure thing because I don't have anything going on Thursday nights. All right, what else can I show you guys? So I do a lot of, I got a cord that's tangling up. I do a lot of business on Facebook Marketplace. I sell a lot of things on it and I buy a lot of things on it. And so I ended up getting a couple of really good deals. I'm trying to stage them up for you. So first of all, so I got this. It's a Stanley number 78 shoulder plane, a rabbiting plane, whatever they call it. It's missing some parts. It's functional as it is, but it's missing like the depth stop, and there's a little fence that goes on it. So I also got this, which is a Stanley number 81 cabinet scraper. The blade has seen better days. And the rosewood sole is a little worn. It's going to have to either be flattened or replaced. Got each of those for $1 a piece, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm a member of a hand plane restoring group on Facebook. I can probably get the missing parts for this because this is a pretty common model. This thing was so new, it still had the tag attached to it. Here's still the string. The tag's over that way somewhere, but I mean, I don't know if this was ever used. Yes, I get lucky sometimes, TJ. That's all it is. I was actually there buying some hammers from the guy, and he's like, "Hey, I have these too. Do you want them?" So I ended up getting them. He gave me some other stuff too. I was buying bodywork hammers like this. I had a whole bunch of them in different shapes and sizes, and so I got those. How am I with hand planes? I'm okay. I'm getting better, but I still tend to gouge the wood because I guess I haven't really fully learned how to adjust them properly. But I did use hand planes on the seat bottoms for those chairs, the panels that I glued up for them. Usually when I'm doing panel glue ups, I'll use I have a small little, what do you call it? I want to call it a jack plane, but that's not what it is. It's just the small Stanley plane, and I use that to clean up the joints really well, get all the excess glue off, and maybe even if there's every once in a while I'll get like a small little step in there or something, and it just flattens it right out. You guys can watch me watching myself. I have a lot, but I've just been grabbing them. If you'll hold on a second, I'll pull a bunch of them out. I'm going to have to set you guys down for a second. All right, I'm back. Yeah. Craigslist Hunter, you're always putting up videos of your awesome finds. All right, let me switch the camera around, show you what I got here. So this is a Stanley number 4, the kind of the all-purpose plane. This one I picked up at the woodworking show from a surplus reseller. It's the corrugated bottom. It's really nice. I really like it. I use it. This is probably does 80% of the work on big panels. The one that I always go to is this little guy here. This is I don't remember what number it is. It's another Stanley made in the USA. It's got the adjustable mouth, so you can really get some really, really fine shavings with it. And it's a low angle. Numbers are just model numbers. So this was a number 4, right? So you see how big that is? We put it up against a number 5. So the bigger the number on the single number planes, it generally means the longer the sole of the plane. So here's another corrugated. I got this one at the woodworking show as well. It's another Bailey. Just, barely used type of things that I find from surplus sellers. So this one's great for jointing, and for finish work after you hit it with the number 4. This is a Stanley number 80. It's another cabinet scraper. This one is pretty much on the blade's on its last legs there. It's barely sticking out. So I'm going to need to get a new blade for this one. The difference between the 80 and the 81, I believe, has to do with the blade angle. And I think the 80, you were supposed to roll a burr on it to make it work. On the 81, you just have to file the end of the blade at 90 degrees and it would work that way. All right. I've used most of my planes. I haven't really gotten into doing the cabinet scrapers yet, just because I haven't taken the time to fix these ones up. And I haven't really taken the time to learn how to use them. Here's the Pride and Joy here. Let me pull it out. Or maybe I'll just show it to you in the box. Set it here on my scrap bin. All right. So this is a Stanley. Kind of the one that So this plane does a whole lot of different things. It can make dados, rabbits. It can do moldings. All these attachments that are attached to it right now, they're removable and reconfigurable. A whole bunch in the box of cut. I like that one. I use it for dados mainly because I don't have a router plane yet. That's the one that I really want to get as a router plane. Router plane helps you clean up the bottoms of dados and holes, like Forstner bit holes that are stopped in the middle of a piece of work or something, and you want to get that bottom really flat. You use a router plane. Yeah, I feel like the farther away I get from this back wall here, the weaker the signal is. So did you guys get all that? Did you have any questions about my hand planes? You can see that's the mortising setup for my drill press that I picked up. That's how I cut all the mortises for those chairs. I know, Rob, I agree with you. I just don't have base. Here, I'll do a quick spin around here and you'll see. Well, first of all, pardon the mess, but that's how it always is here at this shop. So there's my miter saw station, and then I've got shelving up on that wall. That is the wood wall over there. And then the garage doors really don't make for good storage. And then over here is kind of the metal working motor station, so gotta have your TV too. So eventually this place will get organized, but right now these dining chairs have pretty much consumed me. Yeah, TJ, thanks for that. It does look good. Here, let me turn it. I do a ton of modifications because all new mortising attachments take a 3/4 inch shank chisel bit, okay? But the Jet model took a 5/8, and you can't find 5/8 anywhere. I did, but they were like $200 for a set of bits. And I didn't even know if this was the way I wanted to go. So I wanted to buy just one bit from Amazon. That's what I did, a 3/8 inch bit. So what I ended up doing was drilling out that hole. And that ended up working out fine. So it's a Jet drill press with a Jet mortising kit. They match each other. A buck saw on my wall. That one there? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, that was it's a family heirloom. It came from my wife's grandfather or something. He was a lumberjack. And so I ended up with that. I don't know if you can see, but she inherited a bunch of his antique tools. Right there is a little sickle, that they use for harvesting wheat. And then back here, right there, there's another saw that I restored in an earlier video. I actually found those saws there at a flea market, and I restored one. I restored both of them, and I gave one away. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to restore something like that. I like how it looks there. I hate it when people paint them. I hate when I see painted saws and painted saw blades. I don't know. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine. Let's swing it back around so I can look at you guys while I'm talking. Yeah, sometimes they're just not worth doing it if they're rusted and pitted too bad. You talking about the mortising, TJ? Because yeah, I think that's what I paid for mine, was $20. Because I guess up with these things, and when I was doing my research on them, everybody's like, don't do it, buy a dedicated mortiser. And I was still kind of on the fence thing, like, do I even want to do this as far as mortise and tenon joints? So I had already bought this a long time ago, and so I decided to get it all set up and buy it like a literally cheap, like $8 bit, and to try it out. And it's passable. It does passable work, but it's definitely the tolerances are definitely not that great, and so my joints aren't the tightest or the cleanest. But every mortise and tenon I made had a shoulder. The tenon piece had a shoulder on it. So if the mortise was sloppy, it would be covered up. So we'll see how that works in the the long-term durability of the chairs. So my customers know to, if they ever have any problems, they just got to call me and I'll fix it for them for free. So we'll see. Yeah, it does look pretty awesome hung up. I like that there, and I don't know. Didn't know what else to do with it. So what else you guys want to talk about? I need to get some type of a tripod adapter for this phone if I'm going to continue to use this phone. Family's doing it summertime, so we're busy shuttling kids back and forth to camp and things like that. It's easier in the wintertime when they're in school because at least you don't have to worry about them for 8 hours out of the day. So I've got my oldest daughters in camp right now, and the two youngest ones, they kind of do a day camp type thing that the city puts on here. So, and then they come home and eat lunch and do their chores, and then it's iPad time for them. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, on top of all that, I am home, and so I'm usually the one that's taking care of them when they're home. Hey, thanks for stopping by, TJ. I really appreciate it. You take care of yourself. All right, hey Rob, I'm going to take off for now. I might pop up on do a stream later, just while I'm working at the bench. So I'll be. I know that this is delayed and your questions are still coming in. I really appreciate them. But I will talk to you about those things next time. So you guys both have a good day, all right? And I will see you later sometime. I swear I need to get this whole live streaming thing figured out. All right, guys. Take it easy.